What's going on, winners? Your boy Loso 2.0. I got the rising superstar over here, Autumn. Um, Please, Autumn, introduce yourself to the audience.
Hi, my name is Autumn Haddox. I'm a rising sophomore at Florida A&M University, and I study broadcast journalism.
Okay, broadcast journalism. Okay, so how did you always want to be in like journalism and stuff like that growing up, or is that something you just
No, so
recently got into?
originally I wanted to be a lawyer, but then
Mhm.
after my basketball career like ended or whatever, I still wanted to be a part of like the sports entertainment, and so I was researching ways to still be in like the sports world and the film world and
Mhm.
journalism. So
Okay, so basketball career. I didn't even know that. All right, so you play a little bit of ball. All right. Okay, was you any good? Like, I mean, I say that, but
I was point guard, ruler of the court.
okay, yeah, absolutely. I played basketball in college too as well. So, all right, so you didn't try to try out for your current university that you're at too, or
Not yet. I think I wanted to get accustomed to the university first.
absolutely, absolutely, absolutely though. So, are you from Florida too as well, Tallahassee?
No, I'm from Nashville.
Nashville. Dang, that's a little bit of a hike over there. Why you decide to go so far away from home? Besides leaving your parents.
I wanted to go far just originally just to like explore a new city, explore new things. I didn't want to stay home at all. So I didn't apply to any Tennessee schools at all. So
Damn. All right. Well, I mean, I've never been in Nashville. I've only been in Houston. So how was it growing up in like Nashville?
um to me it's pretty boring. I don't see the hype around it, but I guess it is Music City. Like a lot of concerts come here, a lot of people come here. It's not really anything to do other than Broadway, in my opinion. But
Broadway?
we
Oh,
have a. It's not like New York Broadway. It's like
okay. I was like, for real in Nashville?
it's just restaurants and like where downtown area is.
Hmm. I heard that it was actually kind of fun over there. Like when I went to Houston, I mean, obviously, have you ever been to Houston before?
Mhm.
Oh, okay, all right. So it's like predominantly us over there. I didn't know if it was. I heard it was opposite in Nashville. It is okay. All right. I know there's like is it like NASCAR races and stuff over there too as well and all. Yeah, yes, sounds about right. Okay, cool, 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 cool. So it was cool growing up in Nashville. You said that you played basketball growing up. When did you start playing ball?
Um, Elementary school, I do believe. I was young.
Hmm. Okay. All right. All right. That's fine. That's fine. So you played ball. You went to school to study in journalism, broadcast journalism, in order to still be around it, kind of like do like on TV, like Stephen A. Smith type of. Okay. All right. All right. That's what's up. That's what's up. And you go to currently right now Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University.
Hmm.
Now I know you said you wanted to talk about the highlights of HBCU. That is HBCU.
Yes.
I did not know that. Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, I did not know. So, how is your experience there at Florida Agriculture? There's got to be a FAMU.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. See, that's that. Just that just clicked me. Okay. So, how is your experience over there at FAMU?
My experience is great. So we call each other the family, and it really is a family. Like you have a family like away from home. The culture there is amazing, where you can just meet people and just be yourself, and to meet people. Um, my favorite thing is Set Friday, where everybody comes around and gets together and we dance, we party. They have markets out there. Um, Other than like the educational background and stuff like that, you really get like the culture, and you're around others that are successful and they look just like you.
Mhm. So, was that a big part in like your decision to go there?
Yes, I wanted to prove that black people can do these things too. It's not just white people, especially in media. You don't see
Mhm.
most black people in the media. So I wanted to be the person to say we can do this too.
Well, that's a strong reason to do that too, as well. Okay, set Fridays too. So I know my school. I went to DSU. I don't know about no set Fridays, but we will all go to like the courts or something. And it's nice outside. So you said it's not even just a time where you guys are, necessarily like partying and stuff like that, but there's actually like people setting up. You said shops there or something like that.
People set up their like tents and stuff, and they sell little things like essential oils. They'll sell clothes.
Mhm.
They'll sell shoes, rugs, something like that.
Oh wow, dang! I didn't know that's pretty nice. Then, have you ever participated in like Set Friday, like setting up a tent or anything like that? Do you have any like? Okay. All right. All right. Cool. 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 So, kind of starting with your journalism too a little bit. I know you said you were on your school newspaper, right? What was the experience like that? I didn't even. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't even know something like that existed because we don't got nothing over here like that. So I just seen on TV. But how was your experience with that?
So there's two types of newspaper, just to give a background. So we have
Okay.
the FAMUN, and then we have the Journey magazine. The FAMUN is more so things that happen in Florida, what goes on at the university. It's more like professional rather than entertainment. I was on Journey magazine, which is more so the entertainment side, to produce articles such as like basketball and stuff like that to keep it entertaining. Um,
Hmm.
I would say that it was a learning experience simply because I've never like done like anything like writing wise, especially producing articles. It was my first time just to get involved in the journalism field. And it taught me a lot where behind the scenes of the media and entertainment, you still have to have a writer to produce what's going on screen. So I learned that part. And then hopefully this rising year, I will learn like how to speak and be on screen and rather than behind the scenes working and editing and stuff like that. So it was great. It was a great experience to, just get involved first, my first year round.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then it does take like a lot of guts to like be a freshman and then come in and instantly start putting yourself into different things too as well. Because a lot of times freshman year, people kind of take the back seat. They don't really want to. They just like exploring stuff, but they're not really just putting themselves out there like that. So, no, that's definitely kudos to you on that. Now, when you are writing and stories and stuff like that, I always wonder this: how do you constantly find more content to like put out? Like, how do you know like, all right, this is what they want to hear, or this is what they want to read?
So normally they send out a budget of like what are the topics. So normally, like for example, Angela Bassett's story was a topic where she didn't get picked for the Oscars at first, and then she won the Oscar afterwards. And then
Mhm.
University of South Carolina, when they won the championship, that was a topic. So you can choose which topic you wanted to do, and then you could pitch a topic. So whatever was in the media at that time, then you could pick up on a story. So
I
whatever,
see. So you're
yeah.
looking for like trend. You're looking for like trends and stuff like that are happening in the media, and then you're kind of just like giving your own personal, um, I guess, opinion on it. Okay, I see. I see. I see. Okay, cool, cool. I also seen that it said you're part of a National Association of Black Journalists too as well.
Yes.
So how does that differ from? I mean, besides it being majority, black people, but I mean, like, how does that differ from, actually being on FAMU's Journey magazine?
So National Association of Black Journalists is really like an organization to bring us together with community service, teach you a lot of things, and provide you like the knowledge and skills of professional journalists already, and tell you like the guidelines and the pathway to set yourself up for success.
Okay. All right. Can you give us some like examples of like some guidelines? Maybe some people, someone who wants to kind of start getting into journalism. What are some things that they should start with?
Starting with I would say if you want to be on screen, I would start with YouTube or
Hmm.
something like like vlogging yourself or like starting a portfolio early just to get yourself ready to be on screen, get yourself ready to not be as nervous to get yourself out there and start talking. Or connections are the most powerful. Like if you know someone that will guide you in the right direction, then yes, do that. I've
So,
learned that throughout like NABJ and like just in my college experience that connecting and networking is a powerful tool. Talk to your professors because you never know who they know and they never know when they're going to reach out to somebody to look at you.
I see, I see, I see. That's what I kind of seen college is my college experience as was like college is not like to me was like I wasn't looking to go there. I'm not even use my degree to be honest with you at all. But I'm just being honest with you. But I did see it as an opportunity to network with other people too as well. Like now I know someone who I know personal trainers now. I know physical therapists. I know lawyers. Like I had someone who's a lawyer on here too as well. People trying to be judges, like you learn, you get to meet different people. I guess you get to party with, your doctors and the lawyers too as well. So that's kind of what I see my college career as, was just really a big networking circle. But I never thought of it like that. You actually are networking with your professors too as well, and
Mhm.
trying to see, who they know and how they can move your career along too as well.
Mhm.
Okay, all right, cool, cool, cool. I kind of also wanted to talk about, while we're on the topic of HBCU, man, I just want to, how's the financial aid office over there in FAMU?
Um, the financial aid office is a pain. Like if you're not on them, if you're not calling them all the time, if you're not in their office all the time, then you can hang it up. But if you stay persistent and you stay consistent on what you need and when you need it by this time, then they'll get it done. But you gotta stay on them. Like you can't let up because if you let up, then they're gonna let up.
Yo, that is just crazy. Is like that is such a. It just seems like that's just, that same thing at DSU, man. I swear it was like a financial aid office. You got to keep hitting them up, keep calling. It's just like we got. That's the one thing we got to do better. All right, HBCU's financial aid office, man. I think it's crazy. Um, Now I also seen that you were a part of the NAACP. How was your experience with that, and could you explain to the audience what that is too?
NAACP is an organization. I'm a part of the school chapter. I recently joined in the spring semester, so I don't really have like a lot to explain, but I will say that they're involved in the community, especially in Florida, about like Florida legislation,
Mhm.
especially against HBCU. Since we are a public school, it affects us too. Um, and more prominently because we do have FSU, which is a predominantly white institution.
Mhm.
Legislation in Florida attacks the black people or like the minority group. So it's really active in those areas since we are the capital or whatever. So we can go to the this the state, the House of Representatives and stuff like that. Community service is something that they do. They do the protests and stuff like that, organize the rallies and stuff like that. Um, I would say the experience is great. I hope to still be in the organization and to get more experience, especially since I just joined. And yeah,
Well, what made you, make the decision to actually join the NAACP?
I wanted to see what it was about. Like I wanted to see like how I could contribute to community. I wanted to see how to get involved in more knowledge, especially around like politics and stuff like that. I wanted to gain my like knowledge and education on that because I wasn't beforehand. I wasn't really active and not knowing. Like I wasn't aware of a lot of things that was happening around, especially going to affect me. And now that I am, I'm more like knowledgeable of what's going on in the election and stuff like that. Like I understand what's going on
Mhm.
rather than just sitting like I don't understand. Forget this. So
Okay. Honestly, I didn't even know. So they also are educating you actually on like politics and stuff as well as the community service too. Okay, I didn't even know that. To be honest with you, I don't know anything about the election either. I just see everything from Twitter. I don't even vote. I'm just being. I just literally just like, all right. So okay, so it's good to be able to do that. So that's also a great resource. Now you can join that through any college, or is that like something just FAMU or?
I'm sure you can. They have chapters around different colleges. I'm not too sure, but I've heard of different chapters and stuff like that. And then they have a national chapter.
Okay. All right. Cool. 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 Um. a few more things I've seen. I'm telling you, just like Autumn does like too many things. I'm just like looking at everything. Jack and Jill of America. Now, what is that? Now, I'm wondering, like, what is that?
Jack and Jill is kind of hard to explain. So if you're not in it, from my experience, I've been in there since I was 5. I will say it's a family organization. Um, let's see, it's really used to create community service, education around families, and stuff like that. Through my experience, I've learned leadership roles, especially. I've learned how to run a meeting. I've learned how to, meetings work. I've learned how to be professional. It really grounds you to be an all around, well rounded person. Um,
Mhm.
to set yourself up for college, secondary study, or whatever to be successful, how to present yourself, how to be around people and stuff like that, especially for the Black community. It is for Black parents, Black children, Black young adults to show you that we are capable of doing things around the community. Like you are still capable. You are educated enough to do these things.
Okay, so it teaches leadership, and actually, it's funny. It actually, kind of sounds like it goes hand in hand with my mission, even for this podcast, and that's just to inspire like Black teenagers, young adults. It sounds like they do it at an even younger age than that, just to inspire them to recognize themselves as leaders and become contributing members to the community. So that's what sounds like it pretty much does, but for younger kids too. So that's good. That's good, then. So that means that even at a young age you were already like you already experienced leadership, just like classes, programs, and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, the next thing I was going to ask you is, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not so iota theta sorority. That's
Yeah.
your sorority, right? Okay. Which one is that one? I'm sorry, I'm not really familiar with that. Which color?
Lambda Iota Theta Sorority Incorporated is not a part of the D9. It is a high school sorority, so it's not really a part of like college.
Okay, all right, all right. See, I only know. I'm like, hold on. Like, I just started kind of like learning the colors a little bit. Which one was which. But okay, cool, 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 cool. So in high school, even in Florida, you guys have I'm not in Florida. I'm sorry, Nashville. You guys have sororities like in high school too. So
Mhm.
what was the mission of that one, and what are some things that you learned that you could talk about? Because I know sometimes it's a little secretive.
Not gonna lie, I don't remember the mission. Not gonna cap.
They make you memorize that though, right? Yeah, that's crazy.
But I do believe, from my experience, it was founded in Nashville to something around Black leaders, something like that. Black girls wanting to contribute to the community, give people an outlook on something else to do rather than
Mhm.
just sitting at home and stuff like that. Um, from my experience in Lambda Iota Theta Sorority Incorporated, it taught me how to be a presentable young lady and a professional young lady. Like always look presentable, always do the things like someone is watching to keep integrity.
Mhm.
I've created a sisterhood. Like I wouldn't have talked to my friends now if it wasn't for the sorority. I wouldn't have met
Mhm.
people if it wasn't from the sorority. So I am grateful for that. Um, yeah, I was in there for 3 years, so it really was like a short turn in. Like I learned what I needed to learn, and then I went off to college. So
And didn't remember anything about it. Okay, all right. No, that's cool. That's cool though. So you said it helped you meet some of your closer friends that you still talk to today too, as well. Um, so I always heard like a statement that was saying like the people closest to you, like either some of the 5 people that you hang out with the most. Would you say that's true in your example, like right now with your friends?
yes.
Okay, so do they all go to FAMU too, or like what are they? Are they in journalism? Like, what are some of the things that your friends do to inspire you to be so successful at a young age?
So no, none of my friends are journalism. I'm the only one.
Okay, that's cool.
We all have different majors. So
Mm-hmm.
I know two are at one is a
Howard, the one in DC.
yep.
Okay, all right.
One is a rising sophomore. She's studying pre-physical therapy.
Hmm.
One is on the pre-med track. She wants to be a doctor. I'm not too sure what major that is, but I do believe it is pre-med.
Hmm.
And one is at Xavier studying neuroscience. And then one is at Spelman studying psychology.
Bet. So you hang out with all superstars then, basically. Okay, so that's good though. That's good though. You hang out with people that kind of like push you, similar to me. Like one of my friends, he's like he breeds French bulldogs and drives trucks. Another friend works at a bank, makes apps and stuff, and one's a pro basketball player. So it's like you kind of like I see. That's good though. That's definitely good to hang out with people that they don't have to do the same thing as you, but like as well as hold on, I just lost a train of thought. I'm sorry. I had a long day today. As long as they are moving themselves forward, then that's all pretty much that matters. So that's definitely true with that. Um, Now, when you also put on your profile when you're on air host, does that also go hand in hand with your journalism, or was that something completely different from that?
Yes, it goes hand in hand with journalism. It's more so on-screen acting, not
Mhm.
acting, like media.
Oh, they be acting on ESPN. All right, go ahead.
But so it's more so like instead of doing the behind the scenes writing and stuff like that, editing and stuff like that, I was on air. Like you had more so it was off the top of your head. You didn't really have a script. You would just talk about whatever topic was given to you.
So is that something like were you nervous at first? Like did it help you overcome?
First, I consider myself kind of an introvert, like to myself, and I learned
Mhm.
quickly that if I wanted to do this, then I have to learn how to speak. I have to learn how to go in there first, head up, not eyes low. Like you have to come in there strong, posture straight, and you can't really like be shy on camera. Like you have to know what you're talking about or a little something. If you don't know what you're talking about, make it up. like, like you got to do something because you can't show the audience that you're nervous. You can't show them that you don't know what you're saying.
No, I definitely agree. I would say like that's usually me. Like when I'm like public speaking, I'm probably like nervous for like the first like 5 seconds, but then I always do something like kind of embarrassing to kind of get the embarrassing stuff out the way. So I may just start yelling or something, or I don't know, just do something to just kind of like, all right, now that I broke that ice, now it's time to talk too as well. But I'm sure you can't really just start yelling on air, so that'll look kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Do you have any things that like get you kind of like prepared to get on air? Do you have like a routine or anything?
No, I don't have a set routine because I'm kind of like spontaneous. So
Yeah.
normally, if I know the topic that we're talking about, then I would sit down and like get my examples together. So I
Hmm.
don't need to like do any research or whatever if I know specifically what I'm talking about, especially when it comes around with basketball, specifically
Hmm.
basketball, especially women's sports. So I don't really have to like sit there and research, oh, what happened in this game? I already know. So I can just come off the top. Now, when it's something that I don't really know and I have to do research, I would write it down. Um, I would go back and rewatch what they're saying, research what they're saying, and come up with my own opinion and to stir topic of conversation with people that are already sitting down just to see their opinion and then build off that if I don't know what specifically they could talk about.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Well, now we're on the topic of sports and stuff. You said women's basketball you watch a lot. So Angel Reese or Caitlin Clark?
Angel Reese.
Angel Reese. Why? Why? Why do you choose over it?
Okay. I won't say that Caitlin Clark is a bad player. She's a great player. She's a great shooter. But they have her as a point guard at the Indiana Fever. And they had her as technically a point guard at Iowa. I
Mm-hmm.
don't personally she's a point guard. I think that she's a guard. She's a shooting guard.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't bring, in my opinion, she doesn't bring anything else to the table but shooting. Now, if she does like get in her bag with like dribbling and handling the basketball, yes, I do believe she will be a great player. But I think she just brings shootings to the table. Now, Angel Reese, with everything that she battles with, I feel like she is the better candidate. Like she battles with the media, she battles with um not knowing how to play. Being from Baltimore, she's too ghetto because she talks a lot of trash. I mean,
Mm,
rightfully so. You're a great player. I would just say that they look down upon her in the media specifically because she is a black person. And not to like spin it around with the race card. I just feel like she is down looked upon because Caitlyn does the same thing. She talks trash. She talks to the ref just the same way, but in the media, it's not prolonged like it is with Angel Reese. So
hmm. No, I agree. Well, I mean, Clayton Clark just broke the assist record for most assists in a WNBA game. But I mean, listen, all she does, I'm not gonna get too much into that. But I think that to me, I just honestly think that the media is putting Reese and Clark against each other to
mhm.
just grow their platform because history. I don't know if you know anything about the NBA, but the NBA was actually not making a lot of money too as well before. And that's before Magic Johnson and Larry Bird came into the league. Once they came in the league, they played that like race thing real good, well, put them against each other. And when they did that, it helped boost the ratings of the NBA to put like black versus white. So I think that they're trying to recreate that, and it's actually working too for the WNBA.
It is. I'm not gonna say that she's a bad player. I do believe she's a great player, and people can learn off of her shooting ability. At the same time, Angel Reese is a better player in my opinion.
I like what Angel Reese does. They both do like Caitlin Clark like in Angel Reese, this thing for them together as both women, they both brought attention to the WNBA, and then you start seeing players that were doing what Caitlin Clark does anyway in there.
Yeah,
I'm like, I didn't even watch the WNBA, but I'm seeing girls doing the same thing she does, but they just wasn't getting the credit that they was before because they weren't wasn't as popular. But I do agree with the Angel Reese thing. Like I like how she uses her platform to kind of bring, even though she's hated by the media, well, not hated, but like portrayed as like the villain in the media and stuff like that, she still uses that stuff to create a platform for African American girls and stuff like that too as well. And I always love when people use their platform for stuff like that. That's why I like Muhammad Ali so much. That's why I like people like that, LeBron, stuff like that. So now I agree though. Angel Reese is all right. She all right. Sent out. Is that your favorite player?
um, of all time,
Mm.
no. Women's, I think my favorite player is it was Brittany Griner, and then I stepped away from watching Brittany Griner. I
Mm.
would say my favorite player of all time in women's basketball would be Diana Taurasi.
Okay, yeah, okay. All right. I'm starting to learn a little bit about, women's basketball, so
And then men's would have to be Kyrie.
bet of all time, Kyrie Irving.
No, Kobe, all time.
Oh, Kobe, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's my all-time favorite too. So that's all right.
Right now it's Kyrie. I like Kyrie.
Yeah, he all right. I mean, Kobe Bryant is definitely all time my favorite. The player that I'm really starting to like right now. See, I like teams, but I really like players for real, right? But right now, like a player like I'm really watching a lot is just Ant Edwards, because to me, he just kind of has like whatever Kobe has, he has it. I can just tell. I just can't explain it. And I like players that have like that dog. That's why I like Angel Reese so much too as well, or like that mental edge to them too as well. Um, so yeah, no, I definitely agree. Now, the last thing I kind of want to ask you about too was this Mojo marketing. Now, what is that? And also, too, is that like a job too as well that you're
So I worked with Mojo Marketing as a summer internship for a month. It was a month term.
Mhm,
Mojo Marketing NPR is a amplifier of culture in Nashville, Tennessee.
mhm,
Um, my job was to focus more so on historic Jefferson Street, and Jefferson Street is a business for Black people. It's a street full of Black businesses down that street.
in Nashville?
hmm So my focus was to like bring attention to the historic purpose of it, and then like what used to be there and what's still there, what was the culture around Jefferson Street. Um, I would say that working for Mojo Marketing is the public relations side of journalism, working with clients, wanting graphics, getting to them at a specific deadline, working with like connecting with people around Nashville, what would promote this event around Nashville, what to post, when to post it, what time. So it was more so like client relations, like learning how to build connections and networking on that side of the journalism field.
Mm. That just like made me think of something too as well. Um, but for one, it's just so that historic Jefferson Street, is that like a real big attraction in Nashville, Tennessee?
Yes, I would say it is more so because a lot of black people do shop there. A lot of people get their hair done around there, get tattoos, get their shoes or like stuff like that. So it really is like the culture hub for black people. Um, so it was more so just to bring attention to the community. Like if you didn't know what Jefferson Street was, or if you never heard of Jefferson Street, that's what it is. Like
Okay. All right. Well, now I know where to go when I go to Nashville. Now, then that lead me to my other question I was thinking about too as well. Because mostly when I see places like that have like historical like black things too as well. Growing up in Nashville, not personally, or maybe personally or not, have you ever experienced any type of like racism to them? Because since it's such a high like, white area.
I haven't experienced racism in my time. Like,
Okay.
so I couldn't give
Okay.
you an example.
Because I was going to say like, because it just made me think if it was like, because a lot of times when you have like towns like that, like for example, like that have like a lot of like black, just black, places to go, historical places to go. Sometimes they, have to deal with a lot of racism and all that stuff. That's not something we really got to deal with, well, kinda in Delaware, Philly, not so much, but yeah. Okay. All right, cool. Now that's pretty much, really all the questions I had here today. I definitely appreciate you taking the time out to even, do this quick little podcast too as well, answer some questions, give some resources back to the community as well. Now, if you had to leave one piece of advice for, anybody that was trying to pursue the same career that you were, or just in general, anything, what would you leave for the audience?
Be consistent. If you have your mind set on something, go do it. Don't wait. Don't have any excuses for yourself. I would say the sky is the limit. Especially in the journalism field, you have so many opportunities to do it. You have film, you have production, you have editing, you have broadcast, you have starting your own podcast, you have YouTube, you have all these different options to where if you want to pursue journalism, you're not stuck in one box. So if you, whatever you want to do, I'm sure journalism has something for you. You have graphics, you have pictures, you can take camera editing and stuff like that into consideration. So don't let anything discourage you from achieving what you want to do.
I wouldn't have said it any better. Well, Autumn, thank you. I appreciate you for taking the time out to come here on the podcast. This was some great stuff, honestly. I know Angel Reese is, your person. Caitlin Clark won Rookie of the Year. But that's really all I have for the audience today, man. I want you guys to keep killing the day. Winners win, losers lose. You guys pray for success like this. I'll see you.
Thank you.